Donny Walker here again. So yeah, I did 2 videos there. Kind of funny there. I caught a fish after the first one. So I'm just gonna do a little walk around this spot here I'm at. I just wanted so I can show some of my friends that I used to come here with. So behind me is the kind of 4-wheel drive road. You kind of come down. Yeah, it's easy. I can get down here in my 2-wheel drive pickup. So you come down here, and then you come down towards this kind of circle campsite where the river does this big bend. And the Namur River gets pretty high when it's raining a lot, or they're letting the dam loose at Fourth Lake to give the pulp mill more water for the river. But I'll give you a little rundown here. It's pretty cool. So yeah, as you come down the road, you come down to this area here. There's the river. Some beautiful trees here. It's quite high right now. You can see there's lots of nice little spots here in this circle to camp. There's been a few campfires here, so people have been camping here. There's the river there where I was just fishing. And the kind of the bend of the river now. This is the real cool cedar tree I got to show you here. Look, these cedars grow really weird. Look at this thing. It's an old busted off cedar, then it's growing out to its side like an arm knuckle, like an elbow, and it goes straight up. Second growth cedar, but pretty cool how they can grow here. The western red cedar right now on the coast here is on a high cost. It's worth the most than it ever has been ever. So they're trying to get a lot to the market because the market's good right now. So anyways, yeah, so there's my spot. I was fishing. I'm terrible at filming, eh? So the river kind of comes around here as I'm walking kind of in this circle area. Then it goes straight down now, kind of towards the bridge, and straight down quite a ways till you get down to what they call the gun barrel and some different kind of cliff areas where it gets pretty nasty through some rocks. A lot of kids in the summertime, when they swim here, they're not being very safe and they can get stuck in the undertow and stuff. So be careful, man. You gotta respect Mother Nature, eh? The water is a powerful thing and you can get hurt quite easy. So I'm just doing a little walk along this path now that kind of goes around the spot I was at, and it'll come back out onto the road up here. These little spots in the summertime are when the river's a lot lower, are good for fishing. See a really cool little waterfall over there coming in, eh? Coming over into the river. White Rapids. Be good kayaking, but there's a lot of rocks to hit. You gotta be careful. Mainly Douglas fir trees here, western red cedar, some hemlock, some spruce, different species of trees. The odd time in these spots you'll see some yew wood. I believe that right there. Funny I just said that. This mossy old tree right here. It looks like a yew wood. Very hard to tell. There's no leaves on it, but the bark I can normally tell. Let's check it out. Yeah, this is a yew wood. Yew wood's quite unique. Okay. That's a yew wood tree. You know, this thing is probably very old. Look at the moss on it. Not a leaf on it or anything, but this stuff's as hard as a rock. It's really good for making axe handles or mallets, like big round mallets for splitting shake blocks. The guys used to use the yew wood for that. Just tough stuff. Yeah, you don't see them that often. I used to work in a logging camp called Sabalis area, Sabalas, BC. Gold mines there. Used to be an ore mine and logging for years. My grandfather worked there. My dad worked there. My mom and dad both lived there in different times. Not together, but with their families, which is kind of odd. And I worked there in the late 80s and early 90s. Worked in the bush a bit, then fixed the power saws for the fallers and the rigging crew, and the buckers and the dryland sort area. So yeah, just tromping through the bush here. Don't see any mushrooms. Haven't looked that much, but see what we can find here. So yeah, just getting out on this trail now. Back up to the road. Whew. A bit of a little hike there for Donny. I think I need to get out a little more often, eh? Get off that porting stool and bench there at work and get out and get some exercise a little more. You can see here some gravel. It's like the river gets high enough that it actually comes up here a little bit. So yeah, you know what? Nothing better than getting out into the wilderness and taking your kids for a walk, or your parents, or your wife, your honey, whatever you got. Everyone needs to do it. Go out and enjoy your land, where you live. Doesn't matter where you live. Just go out and see some nature and see what grows around your area and what's maybe you can feast on. You know, we got salal berries here, salmon berries, wild huckleberries that are blue and red. Most people, I think, if you lived in the wilderness here on one of the survival trips, you could do pretty good by foraging off the land, between getting wood to make a fire, as long as you got a little spark or flint, and a fishing rod or some sort of jig to get fish, and whatever, a snare trap to get a rabbit or shoot a grouse or something. Grouse here, we have a couple different species of grouse in BC. We got the one's kind of a brown small one. I think they call it a willow grouse. I might be wrong there. And then we have the blue spruce grouse. Those are big ones. They're like a big fat chicken. We call them chickens anyways. Yeah, they're good. You see them higher up in the mountains. Down below here, you see the smaller brown ones. And then we have our deer, our elk, bear. No moose on Vancouver Island. Only on the mainland. But we have an abundance of the biggest elk in the world, which I said before. Roosevelt elk. Big island deer. They're not that big. The interior ones are way bigger. Deer are very big here. And lots of cougars. My mom, when she was a young girl in Sabalas, was attacked by a cougar. It's one of the reasons we've never had a cat in our house. Go figure, eh? I believe she was around 10 or 12 years old. She was on the porch of her house in Sabalas, and the cougar came in. Must have been unhealthy or something, or looking for easy prey. Drug my mom off the porch, scarred her leg up a bit, and the neighbor shot the gun and scared it away, and another guy ended up shooting it and got rid of it. So that was a pretty good scare for her. And I've seen lots of cougars on the back areas of the island here, mainly up that way. Down this way, not a lot. So, hey guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Good, thanks.
Want to be on YouTube?
Sure.
Hey, what's your names?
My name's Alex.
Alex, nice to meet you. I'm Donny Walker.
Hi, Donny Walker.
Lauren, nice to meet you. A couple nice folk here just dropped by the Nam River Camp River and just saying hi. So, hey, all have a good hike.
Sweet. Yeah,
enjoy nature.
Do you have the red truck?
Yeah.
The lights are on.
Oh, well, no one's home.
Hopefully it's okay.
Take care.
See you guys, thanks. Yep. You never know who you run into in the middle of nowhere, eh? Oh, good. So they told me my lights are on my truck. Ooh, hopefully the battery ain't dead. Oh, well, I'm not that far yet. Typical, eh? Yeah, I always forget something. So, yeah. Cougars, yeah. Wow. They're around. They're quite elusive. So, many years passed when my mom got attacked. I lived in Spells. It's back around 1990. We had a cougar problem in the village. And one of my faller buddies, Greg Brooks, he was on the principal's mobile home trailer, right on top of it. He sat there at night with his gun, waiting for this cougar to come around that's been a pest and scaring the kids, and you never know, could hurt someone. So I was just happened to be down at the local establishment, having some dinner after my shift, fixing some saws, gassing up the crummies for the next day. I'm walking back to my house, my trailer, and I hear a bang. I'm like, oh, Jesus, someone shot something. So, geez, I walk up the road. And sure enough, I go up to the trailer where Greg was, and he shot that cougar. That thing was 90 pounds, skinny as a rake, and had an abscessed tooth. We actually took it down to the freezer at the fish dock and put it in the freezer so the conservation officers could come in the next day and tag it and check this thing out. So that's what it was. That thing was looking for easy prey. So it's in town, looking for kittens to eat, puppies to eat, garbage, and they all attack little kids and adults. So not to freak everyone out to come to Vancouver Island, but it's very rare that happens. Yeah, just gotta be aware. Like black bears, people get freaked out about black bears. I've never had a problem with them, as long as you don't mess around with their cubs and get in their way. They don't really they don't really intrude on us humans unless that situation. When we were kids in this logging camp in Winter Harbor, my dad and his friend, we'd go out to the garbage dump with 20-liter buckets full of fish heads from the fishing dock, from all the fishermen, the commercial fishermen. And we'd feed the bears by hand, fish heads. And to this day, I'm like, my God, Dad, you let us actually do that? And what if one would have grabbed us? But they never did. And they're just tame. Garbage bears are pretty tame. As long as they don't have cubs, they won't get in your way. They just want to eat something and go and lay down. Same as in some of the camps up on the inner coast. The small grizzlies and black bears, they get right into the oil shed and where we keep the chain oil, you know. This one camp, this darn black bear got into the chain oil. This 45-gallon drum, and it tipped it over and drank so much of it, it died. It poisoned itself. There's something in chain oil that they just love. And that's not the only thing they love. Power saws. A few friends of mine, lots of friends of mine, up in the bush through the years, they leave their saws up in the bush, and there's black bears around or grizzly. And they on the saw, you've been running it all day, your sweaty hands, there's salt all over the starter handle and the top cover. They come and they chew the starter handle off, or even the gas tank. This one time, my friend Mick Woodruff, good buddy of mine down in Victoria. Hey, Mick, if you're watching one of these, he's an older fella now. I was his saw mechanic in camp for years, and he was in logger sports with my parents years ago too. Anyways, he had a brand new 372. He goes over by Powell River, and the first day he gets back to his saw, his starter handle's gone. Oh God! So he gets a stick, makes a handle, and gets the starter going so he can use the saw for the day. And he's like, okay, I'll leave it this time, but I'll bury it out under some bark and stuff, eh? Well, he tried that. God darn, that bear came back that night and ate his gas tank. The whole back handle of the gas tank off. Like, unbelievable. I know this because he brought it into my shop to fix it. And I was like, wow. That's just unusual. But it really isn't. They do chew your handlebars and your starter grip because of the salt. It's like laying a salt block out in the field and waiting for the moose to come and lick it, and then you're getting that sucker that day. Anyways, I guess that's enough. I'm almost back to my truck here. Hopefully it starts after the people just told me I left my lights on. I think it'll be okay. It's a pretty good battery. If not, I'll wait for someone to come along and give me a jump. I always got jumper cables behind my seat, just like my fishing rod will be. Okay, keep your saw in the wood. Get out and hike and enjoy nature with your kids, your folks, whoever wants to go with you. Or just go on your own. Have a great weekend. Bye.